would live in the camper. And so we got on Craigslist, and we found ourselves a camper, and we bought it from a good Christian man in Big Hill, Kentucky. I know he was a good Christian man because he told me that he was a good Christian man. He also told me that there was one thing wrong with this camper, and when I got that one thing figured out, I would have myself a real nice camper. And I didn't know a whole lot about campers, but I knew it was called Squire, and I thought that was pretty cool. And he told me that there was only one thing wrong with it, and he was a good Christian man, so why would he lie to me? So I gave him the money, and he gave me the camper, and then me and my dad went and picked it up. And on the way back home, the front left corner, I saw in the window, it started doing this. Which is not a feature that was ever part of campers. And I was like, well, this surely must be the one thing wrong with this camper. And it didn't take too long to figure out that it was in fact not the only thing wrong with that camper. And when I didn't know a whole lot about campers, I was going to learn a whole lot about campers. I was going to learn a whole lot about myself, and I was starting to learn that maybe he wasn't nearly as good of a Christian man as he had told me to be. About the same time that all this was going down, me and the boys had our first circuit, and we would start in Huntington, West Virginia. We would go from Huntington, West Virginia to Charleston, West Virginia. From there, we would usually go up to Ohio, and we would play in Chillicothe, and start a speakeasy. And from there, we would go to Circleville. And when we were in Chillicothe, we met a fella who was nice enough to gift us a big old bag full of gummies. And this is the first time that I'd ever spent any time in Circleville, so I wanted to get up real early, and I wanted to get to Circleville, and I wanted to see the sights. So we left Chillicothe at about 10 o'clock. By 10:15, we had made it to Circleville, and by 10:45, we had saw all the sights there were to see in Circleville, Ohio. And so there was nothing to do until we played that evening. We decided that we would have ourselves a gummy, and we would go to the public library. I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, we were hands down the quietest people in the Circleville Public Library. So we got there and we loaded in at about 7 o'clock, and with nothing to do until we played at 10 o'clock, we figured that we'd have ourselves another gummy. I don't know if any of you guys gummy. We're hanging out with those kind of people that gummy.
Edible!
You got rough friends too. But the thing about gummies is, and edibles in general, they tend to affect you in a different way. There's a big old math equation that goes with them that doesn't really go with smoking. You know, a lot of the variables are like, how much have you eaten today? How little have you eaten? How much have you drank today? Did you get enough sleep? How do you feel psychologically right now in this very moment? And somehow my gummy intake that I could handle that day was somewhere between 1 and 2.
Oh, jeez.
And it was entirely too late to do anything about it. So I got on stage, and I couldn't have told you my name, my father's name, the chords that went to the words. I couldn't remember any ways that were the songs that I'd written. And in an act of desperation, I turned around to this good-looking man. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rodney Elkins. I turned around to Rodney and I said, hey man, you want to play some songs? He was drumming away, and what? We got done, I was like, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rodney Elkins. I handed him my guitar, and for about 20 minutes he played solid country gold while I sat in the back of the bar with my head against the wall.